Welcome to MoneyWise with Brian. Thank you for joining us once again. My name is Brian Alexander, and we've been chatting around the 7 tips to beginning to grow your wealth. The 7 tips about beginning to grow your wealth. And tip number 1, we spoke about changing your mindset. Really, really important issue. How to have the right mindset. We talked about having an attitude of gratitude in lesson 2 or tip 2. Tip 3, we said you now need to create a very clear and specific plan. Without a plan, we learned that if you don't plan, you plan to fail. And so in tip number 4, we spoke about on evaluation. So tip 4 was about evaluating what do we have and where are we wanting to go and where are we wanting to head towards and what do we have. Evaluating what's the value of our current assets. Tip 5 now is going to be discussing around your actual assets itself, but the tip is diversify. So there are many assets that are available, but we need to diversify those assets. As you might have heard, many times said, you've got to have heard it, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. So there's many people that will have a pet project that will specifically say that it's crypto is the way to go, or just go into stocks on your own. I won't mention any particular names of the companies that are promoting it, but there are many opportunities available, or just property. So can you do that on its own? Of course you can. There's absolutely no doubt you can. But if you want to be able to grow your wealth successfully with as little risk as possible, it's to be able to diversify in the right places at the right time. Now, diversify means different things to every single person, because diversity for one person might be, I'm going to put about 80% of my assets into something that's incredibly stable. I don't want to have any risk or very little risk. And the reason is I've got 5 years to pension, or I'm on pension. The next person says, I'll take 80% risks because I'm 23, 24 years old. So I can afford to take some extra risk right now. I'm not worried about things like bonds and fixed incomes. That's not a priority to me. I want to be able to buy a house in 5 years. I would like to have that asset. And by the time I'm 30, I would like to have rental coming from a property that I own. So the outlook of a 25-year-old and a 60-year-old can be quite different, and their risks they're prepared to take are quite different. But diversity is certainly one of the keys, and one of the tips that I want to give you is to make sure that you're not just putting everything into a specific asset and trusting that that asset is going to turn you a great return. So be very careful. Diversity is key to this whole strategy. So let's take an example. A person's 25 years old. He says he really believes in cryptocurrency and decides that he's going to put all his money in. I'd be more intending, in his particular case, looking at the variety of possible assets that he might have at that time can make a difference, but be closer to about 60 or 70% and then diversify others into alternative assets or into stocks or bonds or whatever it might be. But diversity, or to diversify, is key. Even if you diversify across the continent so that you're not all in the States, or you're not all in Asia or in the Europe. So you spread your risk across the various different continents because they do differently at different times. And you have that nice diversity always working across the continent, across various assets, various asset classes. So let me make the point. Diversify your assets. Don't be stuck in one pet project that someone made some dollars out of and someone made some success out of. It's great. They made some success. They could have been perfectly timing it well, or they could have just been lucky, or it could just be the best thing that you could do. But don't, I suggest, put all your assets and all your eggs in one basket. Diversify. If you like this video, please like below or subscribe. Really would appreciate it. Or share it to a friend and help someone also be on the way to creating wealth. Look forward to seeing you on the next. See you soon from Money Wise with Brian. This is Brian Alexander.